Welcome to the ICE podcast, supported by the US Soybean Export Council.
Chef Varun Bajaj, who's going to talk to you about US egg and US egg products. Our dynamic director and founder of Innovative Chef Space Solutions, Chef Varun Bajaj has professional work experience of over 12 years in hotels, technological kitchens, FMCG, and food service sector. He has been an instrumental chef in changing the way India cooks with technology-based cooking systems and was the youngest corporate chef at the age of 23 and handled operations with Electrolux Rational and Nestle India. So over to Chef Varun Bajaj.
I am going to share my best knowledge today is that egg is one of the best and the cheapest way of getting a protein in your body. We are going to discuss in the next couple of minutes a lot about egg powders, discussing the new current scenarios and the introduction of egg powders in India. USA is the country which is the second largest producer of eggs in the world. As we all are aware about that is 40% of the eggs are being exported to the different countries. The eggs which we are getting in our kitchen, is it safe? Is it coming from which farm, which date? There is no manufacturing date which is mentioned on this shell eggs which we get in the market. With the current scenario of COVID-19, when the traceability or getting to know about your product is going into second level, we need to understand that we need to trace our egg powders or egg productions or egg items which we are receiving from the various area. Well, the application of an egg is really important when it comes to doing breakfast section, to doing a mayonnaise, to doing a bakery application or a confectionery. Egg has a very versatile usage in kitchens in all over the world. And when it comes to laying a shell egg, it is very important for us to understand the safety and the precautions and the procedures which are used in processing the egg into different formats. As per the USAPEC Council and the American Egg Board, we have got 4 different applications of egg which is available, right from liquid eggs, which is into 3 format, whole egg white, and as well as egg yolk. Again, it is also done into frozen format. So one is the fresh shell, then is the frozen format, then comes the powders, which is the dehydrated form, where we can have the whole egg powder, egg white powder, and as well as egg yolk powder for applications in different formats. It is also having an availability of freeze dry products. So we have eggs which is already cooked into an omelette form and freeze dry, and we are ready to use as and when we need to do a microwave. But in India, the egg powders application is really important. When it comes to egg yolk powder, we use it specifically. The application is for cookies or doing mayonnaise. A lot of noodle manufacturing plants, ice cream units uses egg white powder and egg yolk powders. Whole egg powder is more application towards bakery. So a lot of bakery applications, you can find egg white powder used for macaroons and whole egg powder used for sponge or the bakery or the cookies production. So after the eggs are laid, the whole policy starts of processing is right from cleaning the automated machine. So there is no touch by hand. The shell eggs which are laid by the hen is automatically cleaned. All the dirt is removed, all sort of bacteria, all sort of salmonella which is on top of the shell. And once it is cleaned, the egg liquid automatic breaking machines breaks the eggs and separate all sort of egg liquid, egg white, and whole egg mixture, and it is then pasteurized. So as we all know that pasteurization is a right way of keeping and preserving an item or increasing the shelf life, or else also killing the foodborne illness which also lays in certain sort of formats of egg. After the pasteurization process is done, hygienically these egg liquids are being processed into packed formats for blast chilling and blast freezing. But at the same time, the requirement of egg powder, so the current same pasteurized egg liquid goes into the hydrator and dehydrates it to a powder format, and that powder format has got a shelf life of exactly 1 whole year. We can use it at the premixes mix. We don't need to actually handle the shell eggs which are coming to our kitchen. We just have to get out with the egg powder, make our ratios, do a standardization which is required for our recipes, and get the product result. The three applications of a egg powder, so the whole egg powder we use is 1:3 the application. So we take 1 part of whole egg powder and 3 parts of water. With terms of egg white powder, we need to use 1:7, and for the egg yolk powder we have to use 1:5. So these ratios are very clearly identified on every packaging. The hygienically, it's going to give you a standardization and the traceability. So every batch which is available in our kitchen, we can trace that when this item was, or this egg was processed and arrived in our kitchen, and we are able to give a standard result. Now, discussing about the advantages part of using the egg powders in our kitchens. First of all, the shelf life. So comparing to a traditional shell egg powder has really high shelf life, which is easily for 12 months. But moreover, what is important is the application point of view, we are getting higher yields. So if I give you a very simple example, that I'm making a sponge cake with 6 eggs and using 2 cups of maida and 2 cups of sugar and the oil, the total weight or the yield which I get from these 6 shell eggs versus using the egg powder, whole egg powder, will be almost 15% higher side. So I am very careful in this case of using an application where my yields are increasing, I have a better shelf life, I have a product which has got a whole traceability, the quality is certified in using the product. Also, what is very important is it should not be effective to my budgets. My food cost should not increase. So when I compare with my traditional shell eggs and the egg powders, I see a minor difference, but at the same time there is a fluctuation of the shell eggs always in the market. But here it's a standard price which I always get, and my food cost and my controlling of cost is well into effect and taken care of. Eggs are a nutritional powerhouse, as we all are well aware about the benefits of eating and consuming eggs. I just want to give a small data that around 70 gram of egg consumed, we get very high protein, high quality protein, approximately 6 gram. So, it's one of the cheapest in terms of consumption of proteins, as well as eggs are rich in vitamin also. I was working on certain applications where we got to know that the eggs are very much related with the Indian cuisine in terms of using egg powders. Now, we have been using shell eggs since years and years, but there are a lot of new development which has come up with the food service sector in India. If I take an example of fried chicken, we are doing a lot of fried chicken restaurants and quick service restaurants which are popping up in India. So they use batter, and for batter frying they need egg powder. So egg is also, in terms of usage, is protein rich. It doesn't have carry any sort of new chemicals or any sort of, it's just pure form of dry form of natural eggs. And also the consumption leads to a benefit of nutritional benefits. Another area where we are using this lot of egg powders, egg white powders, is for gym business and the healthcare and the nutritional organizations where people are very much health conscious. So they are using egg white protein as a natural protein, as a food supplement, rather than using artificial supplements. We are also focusing on various flavors and creating sort of developments with the gym business and the healthcare, and as well as the hospitality, to develop egg white powders and egg powders as a real supplement to add on the value. So pasteurized eggs are really good for our health as well as for the industry. Using egg powders, egg white powders, whole egg powders are also reducing carbon footprint. Since we are getting in powdered form, we don't need to have extra logistics of maintaining in a particular temperature or even transportation. Everything is easy. The applications can be made into premixes form. You can have a premix scrambled mix. You can have premix for doing an omelette. Everything is now going into ready to eat and ready to access the product. So in the end, I would like to share my thanks note to the USAPEC Council for giving this opportunity to share around about the eggs and egg related products in the industry. I would just say, that it's the right time and the stage has come that we have to change our mindset towards using ingredients which has got traceability, which are able to accept the new changes in the industry. New cuisines will develop, new products will develop, new menus will develop, and we need to have our right choice of pasteurized eggs and using of pasteurized egg powders for the upcoming new culinary tradition. Looking forward. All the very best. Take care.